What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Okay, it's gonna be a deep topic, one that I might piss people off with. See, okay, there, I got my whole hat in the picture now. Check it out, guys. I've always kind of speculated that for some individuals, not everybody, for some people it's a fantastic eating program. Intermittent fasting could lead to unhealthy eating habits due to the fact that you are fasting, then if your calorie level is high enough, binging. So I wanted to answer this email. I'm going to keep it anonymous. I'm going to call him Jiff. Hey Mark, I need your help. I've developed an eating disorder from years of fad dieting. A little bit about my background. I was always overweight and struggled to lose weight. A friend turned me on to low-carb Corey. Now, I like low-carb Corey. Do not take this as me bashing low-carb Corey. I talked to Corey on the phone. I like Corey. He's a good dude, all right? This is not against Corey. And I started fasting 36 hours every 72 hours. I would die. I was able to starve myself down to 215 pounds from 350 pounds. And now I'm back up to 240. And I have said before, in my opinion, intermittent fasting is starving. People come back, it's not starving, it's not starving, it's not starving. There's a guy who used to follow intermittent fasting saying it's starving. Again, I'm reading this is not my words. I'll get to my words later, which will probably be much more politically correct. This morning it hit me when I found myself at a donut shop at 5 a.m. stuffing my face. Mark, this hurt and it's controlling my life. I have a nice, beautiful woman I love so much, and I won't even propose to her because the fear that once she finds this out, she will leave me. I wonder how I can get help with no money. I'm not even gonna say how much he makes, not a lot, a year, and that's just enough to pay bills, enjoy life sometimes, and save for retirement. I just want it to stop. It's weighing my life down. I just feel like I'm possessed with an evil spirit that's pushing me to binge and purge. Please help Mark. What should I do? I have no money to pay for help. My family isn't around. I don't want to burden my lover. It's hard. I'm sure lots of your other subscribers have the same problem. There are a lot of eating disorders out there for males and females. If you make a video, please leave my name out. Thank you for everything. I made a video because this would be a long email and I do not have time to type a long email, so this is actually quicker. And hopefully it can help more than one person. You do not have help, but there are rec centers, community centers, there's community service, there's people, there's websites, there's support groups that can help you. I encourage you to at least get to a support group that you can talk to, that you can get help from. Overeaters Anonymous also deals with eating disorders. I'm not qualified to answer medical questions, but I can say what I like to see happen. You need to develop a healthy relationship with food, and that's something only therapy can help you with. It's not something I nor your lover can help you with. You need the support, but if you truly do have an eating disorder, it will encompass your life, and it does require some form of therapy to get into that, and there are free programs out there. You just have to look for them, okay? Please look for them, please find them. Another thing is I just like to get in to what you should do. I think if your woman, if your future wife, as I think you're hinting at, truly loves you, you need to disclose this to her. Say, look, I'm going through a problem. As you know, I once weighed 350 pounds and I've worked my butt off and I'm down to 215 pounds. I'm up to 240 and I found myself in the middle of a binge and I have an eating disorder, and I'd like to work on it. I actually caught myself once developing an eating disorder, or I think I know how it feels. I lost a very emotional bodybuilding show where I put everything into it, and I lost due to NPC politics. It was pretty clear. Or at least I thought so. I could have been wrong. I could have just got beat. Either way, I was sad, okay? And I literally ate so much. I went out with my family, and I was like, oh, it's my post-workout show, meal, whatever. Went out to all-you-can-eat sushi, right? I ate so much that I literally couldn't move and I felt so uncomfortable I had to purge. This is something I've never told anybody except my wife. I had to purge. I had to literally put my finger down my throat and get some of it out to be able to literally breathe and move. I ate so much. And that's bulimia. That was the one time I did that. And so I got that out of my system and I went and I told my wife and she understood. And she said, you know what? Competing is not healthy. You need to either fix this up or give up competing and your eating style. And it wasn't from my eating style. What I found for me, and this is me, it's asking my opinion, what I found is having a regimented diet, but not so regimented where you're eyeballing food. If you do have an eating disorder, you got to learn to have a good relationship with food. And I found that when I let myself, when I have those treats, I can stop at one, right? But a lot of people can't. And that's why sometimes getting that healthy relationship, what Bill Phillips used to say, eat to live, don't live to eat. And while you do want treats once in a while, you don't want to deprive yourself. And what happens with my fear in intermittent fasting is you're developing a binge and purge personality. And that's been my fear all the time. I've gotten a lot of dislikes in my videos from it. I've gotten a lot of hate from, I'm like this with TMW, but their fans, they like fasting and I'm not a big fan. And twins like fasting, and it's not my thing. It works for them, and they look fantastic. And I'm not saying it's not a good eating program. I'm just saying that in my view, which is a layman, just not a PhD, never claimed to be smart, looking in on intermittent fasting and what I see to be the pluses and the downside would be that you're literally depriving yourself of food for a period of time. Granted, I know that some people see that as a benefit, to indulge in food for another period of time. And I also see an issue with how long you fasted for. I'm actually gonna pull up your email right now. You fasted for 36 hours straight. That's a long time. I know Corey's an extreme guy and he does stuff like that, but I generally think the 18-6, 18 hours fasting, 6 hours eating, it's not too bad. It's not too much different than how normal people eat. I'm not gonna hate on that at all. But to fast for 36 hours out of every 72, I think that's a huge issue, and I'm not a big fan of it. Now that's just getting into my feelings of how this, and obviously you've been developing this way before intermittent fasting. I mean, if you were 350 pounds, you dieted down, you could have had this disorder before intermittent fasting. So I'm not just go and blame intermittent fasting for this issue. Now, what you need to do, sir, is you need to find a free help program, find a support group, get involved. You need to tell your girlfriend, you need to bank on her support. Support of your loved ones will get you through it. It's gotten me through a lot of things. It'll get you through a lot of things. And you also just need to be strong. I mean, strength comes from within. And while I have, I had a unique childhood where my mother was a drug addict and my father was sick. He had complications from type 2 diabetes, which is a self-inflicted gunshot wound, precisely what it is, in that he didn't have to have type 2 diabetes. And, my mother we had very bad, we had a very, our relationship was a bit strained due to her problems, so we did go to therapy once, and it didn't do anything for me. How I dealt with the rest of my life was through myself, my own personal strength, which, again, I'm not saying I'm stronger than everybody else. I'm saying that I was able to get through it, and I also had my wife. Since I was 16 years old, my wife has been someone who's been by my side, who's been my therapist, and who's been able to help me through the tough times. So I encourage you to do that, and if she doesn't stick with you through this, she's not the right one. I hate to say it. She's not the right one. If she loves you, she'll be there for you. You didn't cheat on her or anything. You cheated on your diet. That's no grounds for dismissal. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. And if you need anything, my cell phone number is 818-554-8771. Give me a call anytime. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. You know what? It's not, there's a time and place for a catchphrase. Good luck, my man.